Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Classics with Courtney. And today we are going to be taking a look at the 1956 adaptation of The Bad Seed, directed by Mervyn LeRoy and distributed by Warner Brothers. Our story opens as Colonel Kenneth Penmark, played by William Hopper, prepares to leave for military duty.
Will you write Mother every day?
I'll write both my girls every day.
And will you put in a special page just for me?
Oh, she has to have a very special page all her own, you know.
A special page with lots of X's. All right. I'll take my goodbye present here. Now, what do you give me if I give you a basket of kisses?
I'll give you a basket of hugs.
I'll miss your hugs.
I'll miss your kisses, Daddy.
Oh, Kenneth.
We've lived through this before.
Oh, I know. I'm just not in any mood to shout hooray, that's all.
Smile, girl. My girl.
Oh, yes. Forever and ever.
Don't worry, honey. He'll be back. He's just off to solve another mystery with Perry Mason. It'll be okay. Christine Penmark, played by Nancy Kelly, prepares to take Rhoda, played by Patty McCormack, to the picnic, while Rhoda is fixated on a medal she lost.
That's one reason why I thought you should have some presents today. You wanted to win that penmanship medal very much, didn't you?
It's the only gold medal Miss Fern gives. And it was really mine. Everybody knew I wrote the best hand. And I should have had it.
Rhoda.
I just don't see how Claude Daigle got the medal.
Rhoda.
Hey! Leroy, have you completely lost your senses? Look at Rhoda's shoes.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Breedlove, but she had to come running out here just to...
Leroy!
While Rhoda is at her school picnic, Christine entertains her friends, her neighbor, Miss Monica, Breedlove, played by Evelyn Varden, Emery, played by Jessie White, and Reginald Tasker, played by Gage Clark.
Why would Christine dislike reading about murders?
I don't know. I just have an aversion to violence of any kind. I even hate the revolver Kenneth keeps locked in the house.
Oh, do you dislike the revolver more than the poison?
Ooh, I just hate them both.
The gal that really took the prize was the one you wrote about in that first book of yours. You know, the one that pulled all those jobs and they couldn't convict her?
Oh, you mean Bessie. Bessie Denker. Most amazing woman in all the annals of homicide. She was beautiful, she had brains, she was ruthless, and she never used the same poison twice either. Her father, for example, died of rabies, supposedly contracted from a mad dog. It just happened that all his money went to Bessie.
Did you say Bessie Denker?
Yes.
As the guests settle, they hear a news broadcast that shocks everyone.
I have been asked to announce that one of the children on the annual picnic of the Fern Country Day School was accidentally drowned in the bay early this noon. The name of the victim is being withheld until the parents are first notified. More news of this tragic affair is expected momentarily.
Monica! It was not Rhoda. Rhoda is too self-reliant a child. It was some timid, confused youngster afraid of its own shadow.
Yes, we now have the full story on the Fern School drowning. We are now authorized to give you the name of the victim. It was 8-year-old Claude Daigle, the only child of Mr. and Mrs. Henry Daigle of 126 Willow Street.
The announcer on the radio program is none other than Henry Jones, who actually plays Leroy Jessup in this movie. I just love comparing his performance as the stern, serious announcer as opposed to the wacky Leroy Jessup that he plays in the film. It's really an interesting contrast. The following day, Miss Fern, played by Joan Croydon, visits Christine to discuss the medal.
It occurred to me that Rhoda might have told you a detail or two that she hadn't remembered when she talked with me. You see, she was the last to see the little Daigle boy alive.
Are you sure of this?
Yes.
When you say that Rhoda might have been the last one to see the little Daigle boy alive, how did...
Yes. Shortly before Claude's body was discovered, the beach guard saw Rhoda coming off the wharf. He shouted a warning, but by then she was on the beach and walking back to join the main activity, so he decided to forget the matter. The guard didn't identify the girl by name, But she had blonde pigtails and was wearing a red dress, he said. And Rhoda was the only girl who wore a dress that day.
Christine gets more company in The Daigles, played by Eileen Heckart and Frank Caddy.
Christine, there is something funny about this whole thing. I heard your little girl was the last one to see him alive. Would you ask her about those last few minutes and tell me what she says? Maybe she remembers some little thing. Oh, I don't care how small it is. No matter how small.
Rhoda,
Christine,
I will.
somebody took that medal off his shirt. It couldn't have come off by accident because I pinned it on myself. And it had a little lock that clasped in the back. It was no accident. There were bruises on his hands. And that peculiar crescent-shaped mark on his forehead that the undertaker covered up. He must have bled before he died. That's what the doctor said. And where's the medal? Who took the medal? I have a right to know what happened to the penmanship medal. If I knew, I'd have a pretty good idea what happened to him. I don't know why you took it on yourself, put your arms around me. I'm as good as you are. Claude was better than your girl. He won the medal. She didn't.
I have to be honest with you folks, when I first watched this movie, I found the performance of Eileen Heckart a little bit too over the top and even annoying. Just the fact that she's always at Christine's house and just the way she acted, it was just something about that performance bothered me when I first saw the film. However, the more I watch it, the more I appreciate the performance. She is playing a grieving mother who has lost her only child. She is heartbroken. She is distraught. And there's nothing more for her to do than to go and get drunk and just kind of try to relieve some of the pain that she has, but she can't. It's a heartbreaking performance. And I also wanted to bring up the fact that she actually says,
I'm drunk. It's a pleasure to stay drunk when your little boy's been killed.
at this point, we don't necessarily know what happened unless you read the book. But if you're watching it from a movie's perspective, you don't really know what happened. So the fact that she actually says that line makes you think, okay, something is up. And she's the only one that says it out loud at this point. And she's very smart because she realizes something was not right. Looking at it now, it's a heartbreaking performance, and she knocks it out of the park. While searching for a locket that Miss Breedlove gave Rhoda, Christine finds the missing medal.
What did you want to see me about, Mother?
So you had the medal after all. Claude Daigle's medal.
Where did you find it?
How did the penmanship medal happen to be hidden under the lining in the drawer of your treasure chest, Rhoda? Now, I want the truth. You knew how much Mrs. Daigle wanted that medal, now didn't you?
Yes, Mother, I guess I did.
Well, then why didn't you give it to her? She's lost her little boy, Rhoda. She's heartbroken about this. She may never get over it. It may have destroyed her. Well, do you know what I mean?
Well, yes, Mother, I guess so.
No, you don't know what I mean. Rhoda, did you have anything, I don't care how small it was, did you have anything to do with the way Claude got drowned?
What makes you ask that, Mother?
Now look me in the eye and tell me the truth, because I must know.
No, Mother, I didn't.
Can't be true.
While having her own playtime, Leroy decides to try and ruffle some feathers.
I've been hearing you beat up that poor little Claude Daigle boy in the woods, and it took all three of the Fern sisters to put you off him. I heard you run him off the wharf. He was that scared.
If you tell lies like that, you won't go to heaven when you die.
I heard plenty. I listen when people talk. Not like you, gabbling all the time, won't let nobody get a word in edgewise. That's why I know what people are saying. And you don't.
People tell lies all the time, but I think you tell them more than anybody else.
Huh?
You know, I think you're a very silly man.
Was you was silly thinking you could wash off blood and you can't?
Why can't you wash off blood?
Because you can't. And the police know it. You can wash and you can wash, and there's always some left. Everybody knows that.
Rhoda goes to Monica's for dinner, while Christine entertains Mr. Tasker and her father, Richard Bravo, played by Paul Fix.
Tell me, do children ever commit murders? Or is crime something that's learned gradually and grows as the criminal grows, so that only adults do really dreadful things?
Oh, yes, children often commit murders, and quite clever ones, too. Some murderers, particularly the distinguished ones, who are going to make great names for themselves, start amazingly early.
In childhood?
Oh, yes. She was asking me whether criminal children are always a product of environment.
Well, there's nothing difficult about that, little one. They are.
I always thought so, too.
Always.
Well, I couldn't prove you're wrong, of course, sir. But some fellow criminologists, including some behavior scientists, have begun to make me believe we've all been putting too much emphasis on environment and too little on heredity.
After Tasker leaves, Christine gets hit with more than she bargained for.
Father? Whose child am I?
Mine.
Oh, no, Daddy, please don't lie to me now. It's gone beyond the time where that will help. I know this is a strange question to greet you with after having been so long away from you, but for Rhoda's sake and my sake, I must know.
What has Rhoda done?
I don't know, but I'm afraid.
Christine, I've been a very fortunate man. If it hadn't been for you becoming part of my life, all these years would have been empty and lonely and unbearable.
I can hear my mother's voice calling to me from the distance, and I don't answer her because I'm afraid. Now, is that a dream? Is that only a dream?
What name did she call?
Well, it isn't Christine. Could it be Ingold?
You remember that name?
Yes, Daddy. It's coming back to me now. Ingold. Ingold Denker. She's called Denker.
Given me more than I ever gave or could ever repay. If you'd been my very own, I couldn't have hoped for more. You've known nothing but love and kindness from us, and you've given nothing but love and kindness and sweetness all of your life. Kenneth loves you, and you've made him infinitely happy. And Rhoda's a sweet, perfectly sound little girl.
Who is she, Father? Is she?
What has she done?
It's as if she'd been born blind.
It doesn't happen. It cannot happen.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Is that for the incinerator?
Yes.
Well, what is it?
It's just some things you told me to
Let me see
throw
what's in
away.
the package.
No!
Let me,
No!
let me see what's in the... Let me see what's in You hit him with the shoes, didn't you? You hit him with the shoes. That's how he got those half-moon marks on his forehead and on his hands. Now, I know you killed him, so there's no sense lying. Rhoda, I want you to tell me the truth.
I can't tell you, Mother, I can't.
I'm waiting for your answer.
He wouldn't give me the medal like I told him to, that's all. So then he ran away from me and hid on the wharf. But I found him there, and I told him I'd hit him with my shoe if he didn't give me the medal. But he shook his head and said no. So I hit him the first time. Then he took off the medal and gave it to me. Kept on crying and making a noise. And I was afraid somebody would hear him, so I kept on hitting him, Mother! I hit him harder that time, and he fell in the water.
How did the marks get on the backs of his hands?
He tried to pull himself back on the wharf after he fell in the water. I wouldn't have hit him anymore. Only he kept saying he was going to tell on me.
What happened to old Mrs. Post in Wichita?
There was ice on the steps, and I slipped and fell against her. And that was all.
That was all?
No. I slipped on purpose.
Rhoda, get the shoes. Get the shoes and put them in the incinerator. Hurry, Rhoda, hurry! Put them in the incinerator and burn them.
The following day, Leroy goes a little too far with Rhoda.
I just remember something. Just the morning of the picnic, I wiped off your shoes with the cleats. You used to go tap, tap, tap on a walk. How come you don't wear them anymore? You know something? You didn't hit that little boy with no stick. You hit him with them shoes. Ain't I right this time?
You're silly.
Only suppose I say I heard something come rattling down the incinerator, and I says to myself, sounds to me like a pair of shoes with cleats. I don't say you didn't burn them a little, but you didn't burn them all up like you wanted to.
Yes?
You listen to this and then figure out which of us is a silly one.
Give me those shoes back.
Oh, no, I got them shoes hid where no bottom of me can find them.
You'd better give me those shoes. They're mine. Give them back to me.
Oh no.
You'd better give them back to me.
Oh no.
They're gone. The ruby slippers. What have you done with them? Give me back my slippers. I'm the only one that knows how to use them. They're no use to you. Give them back to me. Give them back.
You bring them back.
I believe you did it. I was fooling before, but now I believe you kill him.
You killed that little boy with his shoes.
You've got them hid. But you'd better get them and bring them back here. Right here to me!
Miss Dago comes by again, and Rhoda commits another crime.
Mrs. Dago would like to see you.
So this is your little girl. Oh, Claude spoke of you so often. And in such high terms. You were one of his dearest friends, I'm sure. He said you were so bright in school. So you're Rhoda.
Yes.
Would you say he won it fair and square? Or he cheated? These things are so important to me now that he's dead. Would you say he won it fair, darling? Because if he did win it fair, then why did you go after him for it?
I want my popsicle.
Oh, my God, it's time to go home. Christine, you know something. You know something, you won't tell me. Operator, I want to call Washington, D.C., please. Oh, Kenneth, my darling, my love. What am I going to say to you? That our baby is a... Rhoda, stop stealing! Stop that music!
Mommy,
Don't let me get my hands on it. You didn't see it. Did you know you could turn away? And did you know you could turn away? And you could play the piano.
What has she done? Down to you later. Come, Rhoda.
She killed him. But she's my little girl. And I love her. Oh, my baby.
Having seen enough, Christine comes up with a way to end her nightmare.
You have some new vitamins to take tonight.
New ones? Will you read more now?
Yes, but first you have to take these.
So many?
Oh, they're a new kind. I'm to take them too. Rhoda. Rhoda, you're mine. And I carried you. And I can't let them hurt you. I can't let them take you away and shut you up. They'd stare at you and make a show of you. And nobody can save you from that unless I save you. So sleep well. And dream well, my only child and the one I love. I shall sleep too.
Christine is admitted into the hospital and Rhoda survives.
Sorry, Colonel, there's nothing really definite to report. She's still in coma. I have been successful with this type of operation, but it can go either way. The brain, I feel, definitely is not damaged. It's mainly shock and loss of... Well, we've been all over that. I really think the best thing you can do is to go home. A certain young lady here looks rather tired. She's had quite an ordeal herself, you know. I really think it would be best. I won't leave Mrs. Penmark until we know.
Very well. Let's go home now, Rhoda.
Give me a few seconds, Doctor.
Certainly. Smoke?
Thanks.
Oh, back in the day when you could smoke in a hospital. The 50s.
My daughter's, while she's been unconscious, did she say anything, mutter anything at all?
Yes, come to think of it, she did. For a while there, she kept muttering something about... Yes, a bad seed, a bad seed.
Aunt Monica likes me.
Everybody loves you.
She said if she ever died or anything or went away, she'd give me Sweetie, her lovebird.
Well, that's nice, honey, but Aunt Monica isn't going to die or go away for a long, long time.
A long time?
That's right.
How long do lovebirds live?
Oh, I don't know.
As long as people?
No, not that long.
Oh, well, I'll find out for sure tomorrow when Aunt Monica takes me for my sunbath.
Where's that?
Aunt Monica promised me she'd take me for a sunbath. She fixed up a place on the roof, way up high where no one can see us. Isn't that nice?
That's wonderful. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, Daddy.
Yes?
Colonel Penmark?
Yes, Doctor.
I have somebody here who wishes to talk with you. Can't handle her unless she does.
Kenneth. Kenneth, darling. They said I'm going to be all right.
Christine, dearest, just to hear you, but don't talk anymore.
Kenneth, I've committed a dreadful sin. And I know that I'm going to have to pay for it in some way, but just to know that I have your forgiveness.
Sweetheart, please don't talk anymore. Whatever it is, not now. We'll solve it together.
And that was The Bad Seed, 1956. Guys, this is one of my favorite movies of the 1950s, although it wasn't at first. I couldn't stand Rhoda. I was begging for her to get her comeuppance by the end of the film, and I cheered when Nancy Kelly spanked her at the end.
And as for you...
However, after several other viewings, I have gone from disliking it to it becoming one of my favorites. I have grown to love the performances, the acting, the story. It's become one of my favorites. Patty McCormack especially is incredible here. I mean, she was, I think, 10 at the time, and she is so good in this role. And you believe her as this character, and she's such a great actress. Fun story, I actually wrote to Miss McCormack several years ago, and I just wrote her a letter, and I actually did receive a little picture from her, so it's become one of my treasured possessions. See, right there, hanging up on my wall. Love it. Most of the cast of the play returned to reprise their roles, alongside Patty, Nancy Kelly, Eileen Heckart, Evelyn Varden, Henry Jones, and Joan Croydon all came back to reprise their roles for the film. According to the trivia on IMDb, Alfred Hitchcock was offered to direct the film, but he turned it down. Honestly, this is kind of a disappointing fact for me. As much as I love Mervyn LeRoy, who produced my ultimate favorite movie of all time, The Wizard of Oz, I really like that he did this film. But I really, really think Alfred Hitchcock would have done such a phenomenal job with this role. Like, the film we could have had, that just irks me so much. The score is done by Alex North, and it's one of my favorite scores. I bought it on digital a couple years back, and I listen to it occasionally. But I really like it. The theme of Rhoda when she's just going crazy, but I also love the subtle music that plays, like when Eileen Heckart visits Nancy Kelly, and the music goes somber when she realizes what's going on, and it's just really such a great score, and I really like it a lot. The movie was based off of a play, which was based off of a book written by William March. But I gotta say, I have read the book probably about 3 to 4 times already, and I do like it. But there are things that both the book and the movie do that are better than each other, and in my opinion, the book does things that are kind of worse than the film. Don't get me wrong, if you like the film, I would highly recommend reading the book. It's actually quite an interesting contrast between the two. However, there are 2 major things that I really didn't like when it came to the book. Number one, the book goes a bit more inappropriate when it comes to Leroy and Rhoda. Nothing happens to each other, like physically regarding each other, but Leroy looks at her almost like a fantasy and just a way to mess with her. It becomes almost like it's just uncomfortable. And the other big thing is the ending. So if you don't want to hear what happens in the book, I would go ahead and skip to here. I will leave a number down. But this is going to get into spoiler territory for the book, so be warned. So just like the movie, in the book, the pills are given to Rhoda, and Christine does what she does. And in the book, it succeeds for her. She dies. But for Rhoda, she survives and basically lives to kill another day. In the film, however, the Hays Code was still in effect, and very strongly so. So the criminal couldn't get away with her crime or his crimes. And in this regard, she gets her comeuppance, and Christine survives. And for me, I like this ending a little better than the book. Sure, the book is a little bit more creepier in this aspect, but I personally do not like it when the bad guy succeeds and the good guys suffer. I like a happy ending where the good guys triumph and evil is conquered. And in this case, Rhoda is conquered. She dies going after something that she never should have had to begin with, and it costs her her life. And to me, I think that works perfectly. Patty would be nominated for her role in this film, and this would mark one of the earliest Oscars that would go to a child star. At that time, Oscars were only given to juvenile children, so the Oscar wasn't a legit Oscar, it was a juvenile award, similar to what Judy Garland got for The Wizard of Oz and Babes in Arms in the same year, or what Margaret O'Brien got for Meet Me in St. Louis. Patty would actually end up going on to do another Bad Seed back, I believe, in 2014 as a modern retelling, playing the actual Rhoda's psychiatrist, although in the film she is not named Rhoda. Speaking of remakes, the film was remade, I believe, twice. We had one in, I believe, 1985, and then one in 2014, which then spawned a sequel. For me, though, I didn't care for either one. Honestly, I couldn't even make it through the 1985 one. I found it to be quite boring, despite the length being shorter than the original. It didn't do anything for me. I don't think I made it past the 20-minute mark. And then I saw the 2014 film in full, probably for Patty McCormack, and I didn't like that one either. And that one actually does stick to the book's ending. Actually, the 1985 one does as well. So I didn't care for either one of those. I definitely think that this one blows those two out of the water. It's the same argument for me for The Miracle Worker. The good one is in 1962. Anything after that is not even comparable. I also want to talk about Nancy Kelly here for a minute. A lot of people who talk about this movie will say that the acting is just way over the top, which Marvin LeRoy wanted. He loved the play so much, he wanted the performances to stay authentic to what they did on stage, which people have complained about, and I do get where they're coming from. It's a movie, you should dial it back. But at the same time, I do understand it, because if you love the play so much, and those of us who never got to see the play, like especially of my generation, you could watch the movie and go, well, it's basically the way they acted on stage, it's just on film. So it's as broad as it is long. But as far as Christine is concerned, Christine and her husband both spoil Rhoda. And in my opinion, it is partly what makes her the way she is in the film. We see her as a loving mother, a loving wife, and she's really a likable character. But what's interesting to me is the more I watch it, the more I start to realize how good Nancy Kelly does in the role. At first, we see her as your typical 1950s mother and wife. But the minute she starts to find out what Rhoda is like and starts to pin the pieces together, her performance becomes she becomes increasingly distraught and worn down, and you can feel that in the performance, and you almost mourn for her. The fact that she went from such a naive but sweet woman, very much like the book in a way, to this woman who is fighting to make a choice of whether or not to deal with the problem. And of course, she should. Everyone should. If there is a problem with child or anything, you need to take care of it. But at the same time, we also see her plight. This is her daughter. This is her only daughter. This is something that she can relate to with Mrs. Daigle. Miss Daigle lost her only child, her son, and Christine could do the same thing. Of course, at this point, the only way she would lose her is putting her in an institution, and she didn't want to do that. So she thought just of doing whatever she was going to do. But that's the thing. We see her progress down from the film, and we can see that, and I feel like she just gave such a great performance that you feel that weight on her shoulders, and I sympathize with her a bit, and I think Nancy Kelly did a great job. And that wraps up my review of The Bad Seed. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have seen this movie. If not, did I pique your interest? Or is this one that you would avoid scary children? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you guys are interested in watching more of my videos while also giving me more feedback and requests, you may follow me on my social media platforms. I have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a TikTok account. So go ahead and follow me on those three if you are so inclined, and I definitely will see you guys in my next video if you guys want to stick around. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Have a great and wonderful day.